Today, in the year 2022, rock and roll is a distant memory, its presence nearly undetectable but for the echoes of its remains. But what was it like before the proverbial meteor struck? The music scene had already been cut by 1,000 incisions. They were wounded, but tenacious. Here, we see local musicians banding together in dark places to hone their skills. It is the very bleakness of this landscape that appeals, providing camouflage for the weak and the unsightly. Although a barren place, there is just enough nourishment here to sustain their dwindling numbers. Those who do not quickly learn survival skills will perish. There will be no easy meals on this island. We caught up with a few of these so-called bands today to see how they're coping outside of their natural habitat.
Latitude. I haven't heard that name in months. And I've been waiting, sitting here this whole time, for someone to finally ask me about it. So thank you. Latitude was a band. But it wasn't just a band. It was made up of 5 unforgettable individuals. Amy, Amy's husband, the British one, the professor, and me. And every one of us brought something unique and mostly useful to the sound of the group. And if you took any one of them away, it would still be recognizably Latitude, as long as the one you took away wasn't Amy, because she was the actual important one. But I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Well, Latitude is quite rightly known for our live shows. We feed on the energy from the audience. The energy is huge and thick. Sometimes it's so thick you could cut it with anything really. Wouldn't even need to be that sharp, in fact.
What do I miss about the band? I don't know, not much really, except the field trips. The field trips were pretty awesome. And here it looks like, oh yeah, here's the band at the farmer's market. And oh yeah, our trip to the Big Apple. We toured the New York Stock Exchange. I don't really remember where we played. Oh, right, the Cow Palace. Yeah, we went to the International All-Breed Cat Show. Yeah. I bet you thought we were dog people.
So far away from you left.
So yeah, I mean, everything's been normal. I don't think I've been affected by it at all. What's that? Oh, she's interviewing me. Yeah, I used to be in this band. No, baby. No. No, she's not gonna be my new child. I promise I won't adopt her. I'm sorry. No, baby, it's okay, baby. But yeah, what was I saying? Life is great. I love it. Maybe I garden a little bit more, but everything's just normal. Oh, I count my sips, don't you? I mean, it's important to have a lot of water, so I've, incorporated some healthy habits, like I count my sips, and, right now I had 5 sips, and I better write that down, actually. So 5. And I have about 4 of these, and it takes me about 83 sips to finish this, so you know, just the normal things, about 332 sips a day. Yeah, you should try it.
Yeah, we were pretty idealistic back then. We really thought that we could do something, anything. But looking back, it was really just a lot of ego, a lot of me, a lot of I. You know, I want to be in a band with my friends. I want to help them pursue their musical vision. I want to be part of something larger than myself. And you know, looking back on it now, you know, there's no I in Rock Band. I guess there's an I in Latitude.
It's just liberating because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing in Latitude and all, but like, it's just hard to get your vision across as the drummer. Like, for example, after like a live set where I just really like came through, and everybody in the audience afterwards wants to high five the lead guitar. It's like, hey man, over here, is that an Ibanez Iceman? I used to have one. Or they want to high five the lead singer after the set, like, oh my God, it's so cool you got a band. I love your singing. Like, was that one song about microwaves? Like, usually nobody notices the drummer, but you take the skeleton out of the body and the body just collapses on stage, right? I mean, think about it. I just ended up really getting into a drum thing. Just drums.
You know the desert could not hold on the love that I have in my heart for you. If I could spread it all across the sea, know my love would come on up. Ain't that a lot of love for two hearts to have a home? I was just trying to avoid people at all costs. I took social distancing to an extreme and moved out to the country where I wouldn't come into contact with or engage with other people at all. And I got a little country shack. But then I grew tired of having to pay rent, and I realized that if I just walked out into the forest, I would have everything I need. Now that I don't pay any rent and I don't pay any bills, I have no use for money. So I have no desire to return to performing or playing music again, because I was only just in it for the money. Many call this zucchini, but I call it a gourd. It turns out that a diet consisting mostly of raw fruits and vegetables makes a person very consistent.
Yeah, there was one guy who would often come to the shows. Didn't usually take him long. Pretty soon he'd get to dancing. He couldn't help himself, frenzied. He really had some moves, some of them quite alarming, really. Lovely chap, though.
You know, it used to be kind of a cliche to say that being in a band was like being in a kind of marriage. But let me tell you, I was in a lot of bands over the years, and I'm barely on speaking terms with any of them. These days, I do nothing, and I feel much more at peace with my surroundings and with, you know, that fence and with this chair, with that hose. I feel all the things.
Nostalgic? No, I wouldn't say so. You know, I get a lot of extra time now, so it's I get to really be in the moment. Oh, this shirt, it's a funny, don't you get it? It's a funny t-shirt. Right? Like, never forget it. Get it? Yeah, I don't like actually miss Pluto. Or like I don't actually like think about the old days. That would be going backwards, and I think it's important to go forwards.
Yeah, I don't know if I really miss it that much. It was just so sweaty and intimate, and I don't know. I have other things in my life now that really bring me joy. I've been collecting shot glasses from around the world. I haven't actually been any of these places, but I have been to the Amazon.com. Some of these are from very exotic places. We've got Cincinnati, Ohio, Chicago. Oh yeah, don't mess with Texas. And this one's from Australia. Mind-boggling boobs. Yeah, this one's not dishwasher safe. I mean, I don't really miss the pen. I mean, I have all of this. I think this is Miami, Florida.
What brought me to nudism? Well, it began really simply with me not wearing a watch, as I didn't need to be at any sound checks or sessions or anything at any particular time. I stopped really needing to know what time it was. And then after a while my shoes wore out, but it became very difficult to order any shoes online because I'm living out here in the country with no address. And eventually I realized that, here the climate is so temperate and the weather is just so gentle. I eventually just saw no need for any clothing other than, something to protect me from the sun. Once in a while I do throw on a pair of hiking boots when I go out hunting. What does nudism represent to me? Well, it represents complete and utter freedom. Freedom from all of those social norms that we used to have to deal with before, in the times before. And I quite like being free of all those restrictions and free from the boundaries of clothing, the tyranny of clothing, the tyranny of garments. So what's the next level of nudism? Well, I suppose the next level of nudism would be to just lose your skin.
These days, nobody's holding me back. I got my recording set up. I can easily lay down a rhythm drum track, and then on top of that, a lead drum track, and then over here, a singing drum track, maybe double track the vocals, and then at the bottom, a nice fretless bass drum track. Here comes the bass line. And the guitar chords. And the singing. there's an audience for this kind of music. I mean, like, drummers, mostly drummers, maybe a couple bass players.
Hey, so we're maybe gonna close early. Are you gonna want another martini? Not very talkative, huh? I get it. It's been a weird few years. You know, you look familiar. Have I seen you here before? Maybe in a band. Wait, I've got it. Attitude. No. Gratitude?
Latitude.
Many relics from that verdant era have been found, including this one that was recently unearthed, a so-called record by the band Latitude, a curious disc made of polyvinyl chloride. Judging by the number of rings on this record, it looks to be circa 2020 AD, dating back to the exact moment that their habitat became completely inhospitable and bands were driven into extinction. Let's have a listen.
Latitude. Their unforgettable songs touched an entire generation. Now, FOMO, YOLO, Bistro, and Emotional Response present the ultimate Latitude collection, Mystic Hotline. 10 timeless tracks, countless memories. Get Mystic Hotline on magnificent vinyl today, in stores for just $69.99. But wait! Use your credit card and you can get 2 Pop Nostalgia keepsakes for just $17.99. One that actually exists in the form of a polyvinyl chloride disc, and one that will live on and on and on in your memory. Call now or order online to get your copy of Mystic Hotline. Mystic Hotline.